So, hi, my name is Devdutt Patnaik. I write on mythology and its relevance in modern management. I started my career as a medical doctor, but I never practiced. I worked in the pharmaceutical and healthcare industry for about 14-15 years, and in my free time I used to write on mythology. And as the years progressed, I realized that mythology is a very deep subject. It reveals so many things, and the best part of mythology was that its relevance to day-to-day life, especially in businesses and management. And about 5 years ago, I started writing about the relationship between management and mythology, and it has gained a lot of popularity, including my book Business Sutra, where I say, as is belief, so is behavior, so is business. Mythology is the study of myth. What is myth? Myth is subjective truth. Your truth and my truth. And how do I get an access to your truth and my truth? I get access to your truth and my truth through stories, symbols, and rituals. So if I want to understand the subjective truth of India, I look at the stories, symbols, and rituals that are common in India. If I want to understand the subjective truth of America, then I have to look at the stories, symbols, rituals of America. Now, why is this important in management? It depends on how you look at business. Do we look at business as a set of targets, a set of tasks, a set of rules, or do we look at it as a set of people? And how do we look at people? Do we look at people as a set of skills, a set of talent, or as people as a bundle of thoughts? And if we believe that people are a bundle of thoughts, then knowledge of thoughts and how people think is critical to business. How do people think? How will my partner think? How will my customer think? How will my employee think? How will my first employee think? How will my 100th employee think? How will my 10,000th employee think? How should I think when I am in a startup company? How should I start thinking when my company grows? Will my thinking patterns change when I'm suddenly profitable? How will I deal with success? How will I deal with failure? When I'm working with 10 people, I'm a very different person. When I work with 100 people, I'm a different person. The day I have 100,000 people reporting to me, I have to be a different person. What are the shifts that to happen in the way I think? And that's what mythology enables us to do. It provides us stories, through the stories, symbols and rituals. What I am getting access to is the wisdom of our ancestors, of thousands and thousands of years of understanding of how human beings think. So let's look at the things that mythology enables us to appreciate. It enables us to appreciate that humans are 99% animals. Now that's a disturbing thought, but the fact is, what does it mean? It means that every person that you meet, whether he's your vendor, whether he's your investor, whether he's your customer, whether he's your employee, essentially has primal animal instincts. At one level, he's a predator, he's hungry, he wants food. We can call that salary. At another level, he's prey. He's terrified that he'll one day be exploited. So he's constantly fearful of being taken for granted, of being exploited in his work, of being paid less, of being made to do more work than he has agreed to work on. Once I appreciate the predator and prey side of people, I approach them very differently. I work hard to make sure that in the room nobody has predatorial feelings. And remember, when I use the word predator, it sounds like almost like a negative person. But a predator is essentially a frightened person who is looking for food. And in the hunger for food can hurt me. In the same way, prey is so insecure that he'll be exploited, that is extremely nervous and anxious and can strike you down if he feels you're a threat. So mythology enables me to appreciate that how people think, because that is their subjective truth of the person in front of me. I may disagree, I may say, no, rationally this is not the case, I'm not treating you badly, but that person may not agree with what you're saying. In his imagination, he looks at the world very differently. In his imagination, the way he sees you is very different. That imaginary space is where subjective truth or myth is constructed. It is influenced by social factors, like Indians will think more like Indians, and Chinese will think more like Chinese, and Americans will think more like Americans. But if an Indian is raised in America, he starts thinking differently. His myth is influenced with the myths of people around him, and therefore Indian children who are raised in America think very differently from Indian children raised in India. There are many common factors, the predator, the prey, that is common. What is uncommon is how they react to stimuli, responses, ambition, greed, responsibility, crisis. Each one responds to it very, very differently. Some will be process driven, some will be people driven, and all that is revealed in a very fun way in mythology.